That lady is the lady of the moment. Very bold and courageous. And I agree with those who are saying that video is trending currently in Twitter. And they're saying the spirit of Dedan Kimathi has finally resurrected. The spirit of those who fought for the freedom of the nation has resurrected. The videos that we've been following from Nairobi's CBD protest, the random videos in town, are giving an interesting perspective about the Nairobi CBD protest. The Nairobi CBD protest is being led by young people, and it is true that the fear is gone, as Ogoda says. Ladies are leading in the front line. And if you just follow through, I just want to show you to understand what's going on there. That, like the video that I've just shared with you, that lady asked the police the tough questions. And she asked, why are you arresting me? What have I done wrong? And the police had no option. And the public were all there capturing it. They tried, but you could see the people protesting are speaking English, by the way. Yeah? You know, long gone are those days when you believed that protests was barbaric. When people would protest, you would profile them as people who didn't go to school, people who did this, people who did that. But if you watch the spirit and the protesters, they are speaking English. I want us to look at a collection of some random videos that have been taken. And after looking at that, we'll try to break down more about the Nairobi protest.
Oh my God! Jerry, keep your head down. Keep your head down. Keep your head down. Head down. Head down. Head down. Head down, Jerry. Head down. What? Oh my God! Hatulipi ushuru. Hatulipi. Those fuckers, they hit my hand. What the fuck? Nimepata mkono wangu. Not really, like it's kind of like shock. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God.
I'm arrest them on standard group. Mano press, mano press, bana. Mano press, mano press. Media. Press. This is unfair! This is unfair! This is unfair! This is unfair! No! On what grounds are you saying you are not negotiating? No, why? What do you mean you cannot? We're not negotiating. We have a right to assemble. We have a right to assemble. What right do you have to say that? What law enables you to say that? What law enables you
basi tukufia hapa na sisi basi. Kae, sababu sisi tuko kazi. Saidia ni nini?
Tufanye kazi gani? Sisi tufanye kazi gani basi? Why you targeting Donald? Why you targeting Donald? That's not good. Nishike basi. Unataka kunipeleka wapi? Nipeleke rais. Freedom of
Hatutakubali tu harass. Wacha kujaga na huyu jamaa, hatutakuruhusu kutuharass. No, don't harass us. Please, Afande, don't harass us. No, you see, we are doing what we come here to do. Hatujakuja hapa kuharass.
Are you comfortable with the finance bill, officer?
But where are we now, the target? I'm wondering.
Why are they targeting journalists?
Those are people, and do you realize that women, I don't know they say women or ladies, they are in front. Initially, or rather before, protest was preserved for the Jacaranda battalion. It was a preserve of, men. But in this one, everyone is coming out, and the young people are the ones in CBD. It's a very big worry for President Ruto. And the protesters, I believe whatever is happening in Nairobi today, I kept on saying since yesterday that that's an organic protest, not called by Azimio la Umoja, or rather Raila Odinga. For the last 10 years in this country, the only one person that has been charging the nation to come out and protest has been Raila Odinga. So for the first time, in the finance bill, the country, the citizens are out in streets, and no political party has pushed for it. It is just bad protesters and Kenyans coming out to show, to register their resentment. Whatever is happening in CBD should not be taken lightly. And William Ruto should follow closely what happened in Sri Lanka, when the protesters demanded the resignation of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and key officials from that government. And despite of involvement of opposition parties, most protesters considered themselves to be apolitical, with many expressing discontent with the parliamentary opposition. So in Sri Lanka, it took a bipartisan approach. And by the way, look at the kind of protest that is happening in Nairobi. You will not see someone carrying an ODM placard or putting on a UDA shirt or putting on a Jubilee shirt. People are just coming out in their numbers voluntarily. And if you're keen, whenever police is encountering them and is asking them who are they, no one is calling himself or herself as an activist. There is nothing like an activist. They are saying they are citizens of Kenya, and that is it. So we need to be very careful. They were able to storm the State House. Sri Lanka, they were able to storm State House and they started eating there, telling you that by the time they were reaching, they were angry, and they were able to barricade, to overcome all the barricades in Sri Lanka. Yesterday I said it should worry Kenya Kwanza that for you to pass finance bill, it must always face the hurdles. In Argentina, the President Alberto Fernandez joined protesters in Buenos Aires pushback against the International Monetary Fund. And on Thursday, amid heightened tensions with the lender as country faces 109% inflation and the dwindling dollar reserves, despite of low opposition lobby in Kenya, the international media can be spotted in between the crowds covering the Nairobi protest. And what I'm actually seeing them reporting, and they are really attributing Nairobi protest to the punitive finance bill that also some analysts have argued it is being fronted by the IMF. So the Nairobi protest is a clear message to the IMF and World Bank. The lenders that are lending Kenya money and then forcing some of these punitive taxes so that they can recoup their cash, they rather keep their money. And if what's happening in Nairobi is what will make President Ruto to slow down on that borrowing, then I think it's just in order. The public are saying we don't want it. And I listened to a couple of speeches from politicians in parliament. Salasia, who until yesterday was saying that Kenyans should not bother him because Kenya Kwanza have the majority and they're going to pass the bill anyway. Today he's saying we are going to oppose the bill in totality. And it is now politicians struggling to get relevance because Kenyans have come out in protest. I made some few observations that I want us to look at here before I explain why William Ruto should be worried that the youth are the ones that are leading it. You know, it's not very easy to find that number, and you will see them sprouting from different corners. I left Moi Avenue Primary School at around 10 a.m. That is the morning, and then I had to come through, sneaked my way to Thika Road so that I could come home. And by that time, the chants were all over in Nairobi. Ruto must go. And whenever, even if you're in a building by there, like the primary school is not Gorofa, it's somewhere just along my avenue, you could hear the Ruto must go chants the other part of town from the CBD. And it's very clear, the message is there. And what Kenyans are saying is that Ruto is forcing finance bill on the people. And this is a message that the little resistance that finance bill faced in 2023, let me say not little resistance, but the resistance that finance bill faced in 2023, this is developing. And as time goes, Kenyans have so many problems with President Ruto. On foreign trips, we've been saying about these foreign trips, money that has been set aside, I know, to renovate State House and state lodges. There have been a couple of complaints. And what has only been the debate here is, are the public willing to come out and speak? So when Kenyans come out and speak, it should really worry many people. The plan was simple. The police in civilian clothes were engaged arresting protesters in an attempt to quell it. And Hanifa, one of the activists that have really been sharing the numbers of parliamentarians, you can see here in this video here, just have a look at this.
What are you doing?
So we also understand that she's been arrested. Yeah, there is a hashtag running to release her. She's one of the figures that had been around this. And she was saying, you could see they're trying to make this arbitrary arrest. And I've always asked, I don't know why why would police want to ghost on people? You know, if you have uniformed police, then why do you send plain clothes? Because to some extent they can, I remember when the public cannot separate between a police and who is a civilian, they can descend on someone. And even a police officer, you bring all those units in it, it's a very bad thing because the public may not know that is police. Wamkona mahali, and that will be the center of it. But interestingly, we realize it will be difficult, by the way. It will be difficult this time round for breach of human rights. That police officer that has been seen there, people have gone to Twitter and are asking, send us a number, send us a family, where are the children studying, where are the parents? Look at the angle it has taken. So Kenyans are saying, yes, if you dare touch the people, if you dare kill someone, we arrest someone, if you mistreat the people, then we are coming for you. And I think the new trend of exposing that, and everyone here, I can tell you, in this country, there is no number that you can't get. Even President William Ruto's private number you can get. There is no number that you can't get. People have been exposing the phone numbers. And in that protest, everyone is having a phone. They are carrying phones. So you try doing this, you try doing that, is capturing you. And I think that's what the organizers, I think that's what the mobilizers got right. With the phones available, the police are really very cautious. Because you try doing something, someone is capturing you. There is nothing you can do that is not captured on camera. Before you find, you will find yourself trending in Twitter. So I have seen Kenyans asking for the details, the family, I don't know, of that police officer. And that's really a way that it's on it. Now, businesses were shut a bit in some parts of the town, but movement was non-disruptive. And I still don't understand the reason why we had to take water cannons and tear gas canisters to disperse the crowds. What the police, I realized, is they didn't want even the small crowds, because the small crowds are the ones that are bulging. Then after bulging, they break into the chants. So I don't know, if government didn't want people to be in town, then they would have made it very clear. Look at these ladies. The two ladies here who are allegedly cornered and arrested somewhere simply because they were putting on the black attire. Remember, the organizers had said that when you come to town, come with the black attire. Come with the black attire so that you will be able to, that will show the solidarity with it. And maybe other person, there are people who did not hear that you have to put on black attire to go for the protest, and anyone would have just put his clothes going to work. And here they were cornered. Look at this.
Okay. I am from Kencom KCB from a meeting. I am currently office line. First of all, I have been stopped outside Kencom KCB by police officers. Please. I was just getting out from the meeting at KCB and we have been stopped. We have been stopped because we were wearing black. So, they have put us in a corner in the CBD and we are currently trying to make our way out. Kindly assist. We are trying to make our way out. They said because we were wearing black, we must be stopped. I would like to be released kindly. I have no station. What are my charges? What are Madam, unaweza simama hapo tafadhali. Mrembo tusisumbuane. Paso. Sawa. Paso. Ruto must go. Paso.
Now, the other target were by the police were the protesters the placards that were bearing anti-finance bill messages in Ruto must go. And this was not a very good way to do it. The fear is gone, and the strategy of arbitrary arrests to suppress the protest was a wrong move. You can see these ladies even chanting in cells. When they were arrested, you know, the police, allegedly police went there and wanted, I don't know, was asking them not even to use their phones, or their phones were to be taken, so they climbed, and then they broke in dance. Even by the time they were being arrested, they were chanting. When they were in cells, they were still chanting.
Reject finance bill! Reject finance bill! Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Reject finance bill! Reject finance bill! Stop arresting us! Stop arresting us! Stop arresting us! Stop arresting us! Reject that bill! Reject that bill! Reject finance 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 bill!
And these are people, you cannot take them anywhere. By the way, there is no far. There's no any farther place you can take them, because if anything, they were protesting and the protest was legal. Even there, the police commander in Nairobi had really flagged it. They had not called any press briefing and outlawed that protest. They did outlaw that protest. So the reason why the protesters are being arrested is not very clear. Well, meanwhile, Ruto has relaxed some 16 clauses in that bill. I will just want to brush through that so that you can see what has been relaxed. And that is not, Kenyans are saying the bill should be scrapped off in total. Yes, the Finance Bill Committee has removed 16% VAT on bread over that April. Manufacturers had estimated that the bill will sail through the VAT, the price of standard would increase by 10 bob. Now, the Edo State also approved removal of excise duty on vegetable oil. They had imposed a 25% excise duty on vegetable oils, which according to Kenya Association of Manufacturers could have spiked the price of cooking oil. State has also removed VAT on imposed transportation of sugarcane. In the contentious bill, the state had proposed 16% VAT on transportation of sugarcane on the sugar factories. This was going to affect the sugar belt. The community also removed VAT on financial services and foreign exchange transactions. Initially, that proposal could have increased taxation on financial services from 15 to 40%. The new changes also reversed the proposed increase in mobile transfer charges. Treasury had proposed an increase of excise duty from 15% to 20%. The committee also removed motor vehicle tax, which attracted immense uproar from motorists. Also, the state has also converted proposed housing fund and social insurance levy to deductibles, meaning they will not attract income tax, putting much money on the pockets. Government nailed down the proposed eco levy. to be levied only on imported finished products. Eco-levy will also be levied on locally, not be levied on locally produced manufactured products, such as sanitary towels. Small businesses valued at less than 8 million will not be required to apply for VAT registration. After a month of push and pull, farmers and small businesses with less than 1 turnover 1 million will not be required to register on e-teams. Excess duty that had been imposed on imported eggs, onions, and potatoes to protect had been imposed. Committee revised imposition of excess duty on alcoholic. The committee increased pension contributions exemption from 20,000 to 30,000. After concerns over budget cuts in funds set aside for recruitment of JSS, the committee has increased the allocation from 13 billion to 18 billion. Funds have also been provided to hire 20,000 teacher interns next month. So those are the 16 changes that the State House team has effected. And yes, something has been done. The pressure might not, maybe we've not achieved much, but the pressure is there. The pressure has worked to some extent. You cannot rub off and say that the pressure is not working. I think, if you ask me, the pressure has worked because I think Ruto team had not really thought of even relaxing anything. Now, why this youth? Remember the Nuru Kanga and some Jacaranda battalion had been arrested, I think a week earlier, preempting this, just looking at this protest, and that has not done. Why Ruto should be very wary of the youth generation in the CBD. Those who are protesting, you must look at the puzzle of how Twitter followers and TikTok followers were able to be convinced to leave their comfort of their houses and go to street to protest. You must really try to unravel that. When you get the answer to that question, you understand that this means 2027 for Nairobi, it's going to be a big thing. The TikTok and Twitter generation are coming out, and this is the majority. They're the majority, by the way, in the CBD in these places. So you cannot despise them. And this is the largest voting bloc in 2027. And so when this aggression continues, I think the administration have to put its house in order. Otherwise, this is the generation that will take over power. They will, I know they normally say they don't come out and vote. But if they can come out and protest, they will come out and protest through voting. They can be mobilized. The more they interact with the messaging and be able to act on mobilization through social media and come out and protest, rest assured, this group can be mobilized to bring you down in 2027. The other danger with this is an informed group. So these are not the village crooks you go and would wink with dances and slogans and this and that and the manipulations. This group is a group you cannot spin the propaganda. They know. They will tell you, Mr. President, this is not it. And they are brave. You see the courage of confronting the police and telling the police, you know what, this is not it. This is not what we want. This is not what we subscribe to. So this generation will not be able to be spinned by propaganda. And that is why you need to put your house in order. And lastly, non-destructive protests where no glass has been broken, no one's car has been interfered with, everything. That makes this protest look very legitimate, not infiltrated by crooks and people who just want to steal other people's things. This will attract middle class. And I think it is going to be very interesting moving forward. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is my take on this, and let's meet in the next. If you have also any video, share us some ideas about this protest, what the observation you're also making from this, looking at it. But I believe this is a very bad news to IMF and World Bank of our time.